New Jersey Devils 5, Edmonton Oilers 2. Welcome back to the day after reaction. Myself, Waz, Zach Lang. Zach, explain to me what happened in this game. Explain it to someone who didn't get to watch because his service provider decided to cut out service for about 8 hours. So what happened?
Well, the Oilers lost, and it wasn't a pretty game.
Did it look pretty?
No, it definitely wasn't. I thought the team had a decent start to the game, and it's kind of interesting because if you ignore the goal total and look at the shot totals, the Oilers outshot the Devils 30-28, but it felt close, but it really wasn't.
Hold on. The Oilers outshot the Devils.
I know. I should maybe double check that.
We don't do that often.
I know.
As far as I know.
So when you look at the raw shot counts, the Oilers seem to have the advantage in the game. As I pull it up to make sure that I am in fact correct. Yes, I am in fact correct.
Wow.
30-28. Oh, you can't see my phone.
No, but we still managed to lose, it seems.
I still managed to lose. But if you look at some of the underlying numbers, the Devils really controlled the shot attempt share, so it shows that they were playing with better pace in their game, and they controlled the expected goal share, which means that the shots they were getting were of much higher quality than that of the Edmonton Oilers. Now, Stuart Skinner didn't really help himself last night. He had a big turnover on the Devils' second goal of the game, but I really thought there were some defensive inefficiencies across the board for the Edmonton Oilers. A guy like Darnell Nurse has had some struggles this year, and last night he made a couple of mistakes that directly or indirectly led to goals against. He was on the ice for 3 goals against last night, which really wasn't a great thing whatsoever. I think he's a guy who's got to clean up his game here and kind of try and lead by example a little more.
So, Zach, are we starting to get to the point of the season where Oilers fans should be a little worried at all? They're 10-9. They're not looking like the team they should be. What kind of reassurance would you give to Oilers fans right now?
It's still early. That's the nice thing. We're 19 games into the season. We're going to be 20 game. The 20th game is going to be played, against the Islanders here on Wednesday. But this is also kind of the point in time where you kind of start to really see what your NHL team is, right? American Thanksgiving is always kind of the point where you really start to see the teams separate from each other. You figure out who are the best in the league, who are the worst in the league, and where teams need to upgrade at the middle. Frank Seravalli at Daily Faceoff posted his first trade targets article of the year, which kind of coincides with, this feeling out process for a lot of these teams. But for the Oilers, they're barely above 500 right now, and that is a pretty disappointing spot to be in for this team. Now, they did have a 5-game winning streak the end of October leading into November. Then they lost 3 games in a row, and ever since then, it's been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. So the inconsistencies are very much there for this team right now. The injury to Evander Kane, I think, is a lot more devastating than people realized it was going to be or thought that it would be on this team. They got their work cut out for them right now to try and turn this thing around, and they're going to need to do so pretty quickly.
Let's get to your 3 takeaways. What was your first takeaway from that loss against New Jersey?
Stuart Skinner looked human. He's been really good this year. He's been tremendous, in fact. But, last night, I think he probably played his worst game of the season last night. There was a couple of goals against where he was caught out of position. He had a real bad turnover that led to a goal against directly there as well. It's going to happen. He's a rookie. Not any goaltender, no matter who it is going to always be great. Look at Andre Vasilevsky. He got lit up last night by the Boston Bruins. These sorts of things happen.
Takeaway number 2.
The defensive work. I think there's some real inefficiencies across the board for the Oilers in their own zone right now. They're struggling to break up plays, and they're allowing teams to just gain the offensive line, which is just absolutely horrendous because the fact is that the Oilers are struggling defending in their own zone, and they're just granting these teams clean zone entries all the time. It's a huge issue for the Edmonton Oilers right now, something Dave Manson really needs to work on cleaning up with his club.
Yeah, I mean, defensive inefficiencies, that's how you can label this club for a while now, but how would you what's your third takeaway here?
My third takeaway is that the pairing of Evan Bouchard and Ryan Murray actually kind of worked last night.
That's a change.
When they were on the ice together at 5-on-5, they controlled 75% of the shot attempts. They controlled about 55% of the expected goal share as well. On a night where the rest of the Oilers did not do a very good job controlling either of those categories, both of those guys seem to do a pretty good job of it. On top of that, they weren't on the ice for a single goal against in any situation last night. Small sample size, of course, but it was nice to see the two of them put together a strong game last night.
Well, at least the Oilers have the Islanders coming up, who are not the strongest club right now compared to the New Jersey Devils. But right now, things fair to say, we just need to find some consistency in this Oilers game.
Yeah, I think so. These next three games are not easy for the Oilers. The Islanders are a hard team to play against, no matter if they're good or bad. They got the New York Rangers on Saturday morning for a little matinee action, and they got the Florida Panthers at home next Monday. Like these aren't easy games for the Oilers in any sense of the term. They're shorthanded, they're injured, they're banged up. Yamamoto's out, Kane's out. Not that Yamamoto's been having that great of a year in the first place, but the depth of this team is really being tested, and we need to see somebody really step up here in short order.
Well, it's going to be a wrap for the day after. Don't forget to head to OilersNation.com for more in-depth analysis on this Oilers team. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you after the Islanders game.